It's 7 p.m. I'd like to call to order the Carver Capital Outlay Committee. Should we stand for the pledge? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. So I'd like to thank Area 58 for recording tonight. So tonight what we're going to do is go through the documents that Karen has sent out to all of us in an email. We do have Elaine here. Elaine, did you want to come up first for anything? Or were you just here for questions?
I'm here in place of Glenn, but I don't have anything to report.
Okay, so no updates from town administrator or Karen. Karen's not going to be here tonight due to the weather. Okay.
That makes sense.
So I did read the email. I'm not sure if everyone got it from Karen, but as of, I believe it was Tuesday when she sent it, and today when I heard from her, we still do not have free cash certified. So there's no definitive number. I know we've talked in the past, if we want to just decide on a number, make our votes on that number, then anything that exceeds it would go to the select board.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, typically, historically, we've had about $1 million. So, you know, at some point, I mean, we work backwards. I think the town bylaw says something like, the capital bylaw says, all requests need to be in 75 days before town meeting. Then I think 60 days before town meeting, the capital outlay is supposed to get everything. And in 30 days, we're supposed to have our decisions made by submitting them to, I guess, the finance committee.
The finance committee.
And the board of selectmen. So there's a little bit of time, I guess, because the really drop dead deadline would be March 8th.
Okay.
But it'll be here before we know it.
Right.
Yeah, so we don't have to come up with a number, but we can start seeing which ones we want, right?
I think we should use $1 million, and I don't know if we'll decide on it tonight. It sounds like it's gonna be a couple meetings, right?
Yeah.
to go through.
We're getting close to March 8th.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we do have one more site visit this weekend, just so everyone knows. We're going to do a site visit and see the police station first at 10 a.m. and then the EMS building afterwards at 11 a.m.
Police first.
Police is first. Okay, so did you want to go through the list at all and just discuss what's on FY26 for right now? It does look like total that is being presented to us is 3.5 million,
Okay.
which of that I believe the fire truck is still in here, which is also another topic we're going to.
I'm not sure if it changed. The one I have is 4.3 million.
Oh, I'm sorry, 4.3.
That includes the fire truck
Yeah,
too.
Yeah.
but all free, I don't know, are we voting on opera? Because opera, I think, was already done, right?
Yeah, like
$100,000.
some that needs to be taken out.
Yeah.
Ambulance-
Isn't that the difference between the 3.5 and the 4.3?
Oh, you're looking at this one.
Yeah, which one? I was looking at the big one.
No, I'm just looking at I'm looking at the small one, with the lead sheet.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
If we're looking at
that's
this one, are we voting on, I guess we'd be voting on bond proceeds, right, for the fire truck? Because that's like, I guess we vote on all of them, right? Opera was already done, though, by the Board of Selectmen. $100,000 was spent, right? Yeah. So we don't need to vote on that. The ambulance receipts, do we typically vote on that? I guess we could.
We vote on it, we usually do.
Okay. And
It
then,
doesn't come out of this fund of money, but we do.
And then the free cash items, obviously, we gotta vote on all those.
So do you want to take up the fire truck first?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay, so last week we did the site visit of the fire truck, which I thought was done very
It was,
well.
it was
Yep.
really
I was
great.
blown away.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Those pictures are just really nice. We have to show them with the community.
yeah.
Yeah, I took a video as well. I don't know, the people that I talk to, generally someone will say, why do we need a fire truck? We don't have a building that high, you know, and they were waiting for big buildings. But the question is
Yeah.
it could be used for so many other things, and not even just fire related. I didn't think the fact that it could be used if someone's falling through the ice on a pond.
Right.
And you drive up beside it and it goes 110 feet out. And I just think that my own feeling is we should add that bucket onto the end of it versus, you know, just having the ladder itself.
Just the time difference between the regular lining up of the ladders and then the ladder truck and how fast it was able to set up over the roof.
And how
And
many,
then to do a rescue
Yeah.
was incredible.
yeah, and it did look like Carver had a lot more firefighters to do the same job. Not
It's
a
three.
lot more, but yeah.
It was like
Or
10
more.
to 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they had to carry another ladder up the ladder.
Yeah.
You're like, oh no.
Yeah.
They do that all the time.
And then even, never mind that, you're on top of a roof and you're trying to walk on the rungs of a ladder while a fire's going on.
And it was rainy and slippery and cold. And
Right.
What I liked about the tower was that at the end, they had water, and you don't have to have a person, and they can use a joystick back in the, when you're at back.
107 feet away.
Ah, and then they had electricity and everything,
Yeah.
so,
So if we talk financing of it, if I'm going by, I'm trying to remember, we're saying that, and Elaine, I'm not gonna put you on the spot, but I'm gonna use round numbers. I think we got something like, in 2026, almost $200,000, say 180, something like that,
Yeah.
coming off.
215, resident,
Yeah,
215?
right around there.
Okay.
So a couple $100,000 coming off. And then, this, again, I'm just not clear on when we have to start dishing out cash. It doesn't sound like we have to do anything right away. It's just placing the order. So you got 4 years to plan.
But we need to start budgeting for
Yeah,
it and saving.
putting money aside.
Yeah.
And then when the debt does hit, we will have some debt that's fallen off. So we
Right.
can do it without, adding a lot of debt.
Yeah.
trying to find that paper.
So,
I'm just looking through my notes from last weekend.
I'm trying to
I
find
believe
that.
he said it's 4 years out.
I'm looking for the loan paper.
So I think it's something we should at least consider, maybe talk to Karen about for the next meeting, to bring us the schedule for the debt capitalization when it's falling off, and how much exactly it would be for the new truck, so we know how much more it's gonna be costing annually to the town.
Yeah.
Yeah, do you guys agree?
I agree.
I do agree.
Okay. And is everybody in agreement this is something we want to move forward with for the
Yeah,
fall?
I think so.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
I'd look at it positively.
Okay. All right, so I'm going to send Karen an email and ask her for our next meeting if we could get that.
Okay. That sounds good.
All right.
Okay. So if we took, I need to use my calculator on my phone. So if you took off of the schedule that we have right now, let me just see. The total excluding the opera, I believe, is the 3.549 million. Then if you took off the 2.4 for the fire truck, we are looking at 1.1 million of asks on this sheet.
Oh, wow.
Just so you guys know, if you're going to do the total math.
I guess I'm not getting it. I thought the total asks we have to deal with aside from the fire truck, I thought was the 1.4 million. Do we have different numbers?
I don't know, I'm using the big sheet she gave me. I was taking the 3.5,
I'm just looking at this, because this is the whole list, right?
yeah,
And all
but some of this is funded through ARPA, right?
yeah, only the 100,000. So the whole 1460 is all, everything in free
All the
cash.
ambulance
I'm not,
received.
Okay,
yeah,
so.
that's what I'm thinking. I could be wrong.
No, I don't know. Let me just see.
1.46, right? 1,460,000 would just be the free cash?
So if we assume it's 1,460,000 and we're using 1 million for free cash, we have to cut $460,000.
You're right,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, the
pretty much
350 is
it.
the ambulance, that's not ARPA. Sorry, that's
yeah.
where the difference is. Okay.
And you said that out loud before
I
you
did-
started calculating.
We did,
Yeah.
and then I left the ambulance in. Okay, so you're right, it's 1.4, so it's 460,000 that we would not be able to fund of all of the above items. So the other thing we've talked about, but we haven't seen yet, is from technology.
Yes.
Would we like to invite them
Yes.
in also?
Yeah, what's your thought on when this happens? I know we still need, I think we should look concurrently with the other jobs that haven't been spent. Because I guess I've got concerns of these buckets of IT money.
From
that-
2018.
Well, they're being left over, but even some of this is, I know it's saying, I don't know, pick one, townwide technologies. It's saying, it's $46,000, it's a weird number, so it's gotta be some flesh behind it. I think a lot of it
There
says,
Have it.
computers, servers, network switches, and Wi-Fi access. So if we're gonna use this 46,000 for that, and there's money left over from prior jobs that weren't spent, then I think we should take that, back into free cash for the next year.
Yeah, free cash for next year, that's what I was gonna say, because we
And I
can't
mean,
use it.
According to this, we still have 120,000 from 2020 from townwide tech upgrades. That was approved. I'm sorry, for 2018.
Yeah. So I thought, and we should confirm this with Karen also, is that was set up as a revolving account.
But
Do you remember hearing
I
that?
don't remember that.
The townwide technology?
That
It's-
should be a revolving, it has to
Yeah.
have funds coming into it. So there's no
I think-
revenues coming into it, so it shouldn't be revolving.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think
I
that's
thought
why,
she said that's why they
I-
could keep spending out of it.
I think I looked it up way back when. I saw the original article was townwide technologies, 199,000. And that was back in 2022. So in 23, 24, 25, there's been what?
and it's still sitting there.
I'm sorry, it's an article, which is why it can keep declining year after year.
Yeah.
So it carries over, not revolving.
Okay, not revolving.
Article.
Okay.
So it's been multiple years, they only spent like $80,000 or something. So I guess my question is, my feeling is that nothing's gonna, when something gets approved at town meeting, nothing's gonna get done within a year. It's probably an average of like 1, 2, 3 years to finish the project, I'm guessing. I just think nothing should be on that this long. So
Right.
it's just
Yeah.
money that wasn't spent.
Right.
Okay. So this year, they're asking for the $46,000, so we will ask them to come to our next meeting. So O&M has a few different things on here. They have repaint the ambulance building exterior, town hall, I'm not sure what this is, VCT and subsurface, the floor replacements.
Right, we got that already.
Replace a generator was in ARPA, sorry. Asphalt removal and grading of repaving of the COA.
Can we stop there for a second? Because I thought I remember Glenn saying that we submitted a request to our state representatives for that.
He did, I don't think he's heard back yet. But he was hoping to find a source of funding.
And these
So-
are all priority fives as well.
And
Yeah.
I thought when he mentioned that, he said it could be after town meeting, around May, that he hears back.
Oh, well.
So,
After.
so I guess it can't, we gotta make a decision before then, right? Because
Yeah.
they need to start building it out and it's no guarantee we're gonna get it.
Mhm.
So I don't know what happens if we spend the money for it and we start doing it and then we win the grant. I'd probably have to give it back.
Yeah.
That's a good question to ask, for sure.
Okay, let's put that on the list for our next one.
Well, the energy efficiency project was ongoing, I believe.
Yeah, I think
That's
that we,
3,000.
I think that we should ask for like, last year's history, what was done. I know it was used, I knew it was used efficiently,
Okay,
but just, it's always $100,000 and just asking for an accounting of it, because either, I guess, and Elaine, not to put you on the spot again, but maybe, nobody spends exactly $100,000, so he probably spends like 105 or 103 or something like that, and it's made up with some funds out of his department. Otherwise, if he spent 90, we should have like 10 coming back.
And
Yeah.
what classrooms and hallways? At the school? Because this is OEM.
It's O&M, but I think I think most of it gets done at the school.
Yeah, so do you want me to speak?
Oh, yeah, please.
I think we get it.
So this is part of what stemmed from the becoming a green community. So we are actually in our 5th year, and we've been getting grants every year, a competitive grant. And part of that is having town match that actually helps get you the competitive grant. And with that, he's been doing mostly LED lighting that is the most cost-effective, efficient thing to do. So how did it become the middle high school lighting is that at the beginning of becoming a green community, you have this efficiency plan. And in your efficiency plan, it basically lays out all of the projects that you can do with the grant money. And it evaluates every building. So it's like weatherproofing, LED lighting, electric vehicles, all these different things. So basically, pretty much most of the money has been going to LED lighting. So this whole building has been done. A lot of buildings have been done, but he can definitely get you the backup on that.
Okay.
And, I mean, they end up reimbursing us back, right, with the grants?
So not that. That is in addition to the competitive grant.
Okay.
So I guess I wasn't aware. So this, so if we spend $100,000, they match up to $100,000?
Nope. So we, as a green community, have the opportunity to apply for a green community grant. And the first year, it was you automatically get the grant, and after that, it becomes competitive. And in order to stay competitive, it has like many factors. You know, how well you're communicating with them, like on your report from the previous year. If your community is matching, showing that they're supporting becoming a green community, which Carver has been doing.
So the term matching isn't, we don't get a sum of funds, we just get more opportunities for more grants.
Right.
Okay, and then when, Beth, when you said that we get money back, what's that?
I just remember a long time ago when we were applying for this, they were telling us how much money we would get back by becoming a green community. Is that from the grants coming back in?
So no, every project that you do has like the life expectancy of when you'd start seeing a profit on your money. So I believe with LED lights, it's about like 5.2 years or something like that, where you would start then.
Oh, so it's a payback from energy
Yeah.
savings. Got it,
Yeah.
Got it. Makes sense.
Thanks, Elaine.
I feel like there was an explanation in the last couple of meetings on where they were at, because I do remember that,
Yeah.
but I just don't remember off the top of my head where.
We can ask John and Dave.
So that's,
It's interesting, the ambulance is rated priority 1. Or do you think that would be a 5?
We'll find out on Saturday.
I guess we will.
Yep.
Yep. The one thing I am curious about this new ambulance, though, I remember a couple of years, they were talking about ambulances down the road are gonna be on different chassis, and if the chassis was a different make, it may not fit in the building. So I am curious to see if that's still true or not. Then we have the animal control vehicle on here, which is part of the police department. They're still looking for the 3 frontline cruiser replacements. And that's what police has. Then we have the school. The school's looking for an HVAC renovation at the middle high school. They look to modernization and pathways plan for $58,500. Upgrade the library upgrades, $120,000. The berm at the elementary school in the back of the playground that we heard about for $20,000. Also install artificial play surface, which I believe is there at the elementary school for $55,000. And then they have 1 bus on here for $260,000 and 1 minivan for $42,500. They actually have, they're the rest of the sheet. They also have technology at the elementary school for $45,000 and technology at the high school, middle high school for $60,000 and a new PA system, or to repair the PA system at the high school for
it's
$40,000.
funny how they're saying that's a 5. Is 5 the, is 5,
High priority.
High
High priority.
It's
Oh,
opposite
the
of
green.
what we would
my
normally
mind
think.
was going the other
Exactly,
way.
yeah.
So
I had
yes.
to read it too.
The PA system, yes, is definitely priority.
And same thing with the technology, you know, the elementary school got $40,000 last year, the high school got $65,000 last year, and it's showing here in progress, so it's not been, whatever they were doing with it then, I don't remember the details, they're not done with it.
Right, they have to do the whole school, so they're just doing it every year,
Okay.
taking another part of the school and moving on. The educational technology, I think it's important because they're changing out their stuff because it's already outdated.
Mhm. Okay.
And we know the bus was pretty important for all of us too, as we were
Yeah.
going to
Yes.
see
Was that one bus or two buses?
It looks like
I think
it would
it's
be-
two.
It looks
I
like
think
it would be
it's
two.
They didn't specify on the sheet, but I believe it was 2.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There were
because
two old
he said
ones.
if you look at, because every other year it's 2 and 1, 2 and 1. And so when you look at the 10-year plan, you can see that breakdown.
So let's say for the replacement of the ambulance, now that I have my numbers correctly in my head, if we don't do that this year, is that something we'd have to look into for next year, and are we able
Well,
to do that?
The only thing with the ambulance is, it comes out of their funding usually, so it doesn't come out of the free cash bucket.
Okay.
That's why they have it
Ambulance
broken out.
fees?
Yeah. They have their own enterprise fund.
I don't understand why they're on here then. Just because it's.
I think 'cause it's
Yeah.
capital.
That's what we still vote on it.
Okay.
One year, they were short a little bit, they didn't want to deplete the whole fund, so they had paid for most of it themselves, but then they borrowed, I think, 100,000 from the town, and they paid them back annually till they paid it all.
Oh.
So that's not what they're doing this year, but they usually do bring it up.
I don't remember the HVAC for the school being in his presentation. Was that in that? Do you remember?
Is it,
Yes.
it was, I don't know why I thought it was in ARPA though.
Not,
These are those mini splits that were going into the 15
Oh,
rooms.
yes,
Yes.
that's what it is.
but I
That's,
don't know if it's ARPA this year. He said it.
They,
180,000 in
ARPA.
ARPA funds were utilized to kickstart this
It
multi-year
was.
project, so,
Okay.
It got
yeah.
approved, 180.
yeah.
So then that, we don't need to.
Well, this is only,
So
For
if this is
60,
for
listed.
26, what we're looking at right now, Jackie, and they've got listed rooms that they're looking for that specific money to go towards, B116,
Yeah.
117, 118. So that 60,000 is just 3 classrooms.
so really, if we looked at their sheet and we went by the priorities, the only number 1 is the ambulance, which we're not gonna be removing out of the 1.4 million. So the next one would be number 2s. So the school does have a few number 2s on their list, or has one number 2 on their list, which is the artificial play surface for
Right.
55,000.
So we could take that out,
We could.
yeah.
And then, it's funny, only the school has a 2 and a 3, everyone else is a 5 or a 4.
That's because they only have 1 or 2
or two
requests.
I think I want to advocate to get the library done this year. If we can at all, do that.
I guess I'm drawing a blank, I forgot the paperwork. What are they doing, what are they doing in the library?
So it hasn't been updated since the very beginning. They've done some paint on the walls, but it needs to be,
It's called cosmetic?
Cosmetic, yeah.
and they've been asking for several years, I think.
And they have that as a
Yeah,
4.
updates to furniture, equipment, and technology.
So their 3s would be the berm behind the elementary school. Their 2 would be install artificial play surface, which I think is in the back too, where it gets all muddy.
Yep.
And then their other three would be the elementary school technology for 45,000. So their threes are what, 45, 55, and 20. So those are worth 120,000.
Repaint ambulance building exterior.
That's on the building.
I'd like to see what that, I'd like to see that, which we are, but I think.
Mhm. And we're gonna see it this weekend.
Yeah, same with the animal control vehicle situation. Because that's just that's a part-time employee, right?
I don't know.
Animal control
I don't know
officer?
if they're part-time. Part-time.
Yes, okay.
Do you, Elaine, sorry to put you on the spot. Do you know anything about their vehicle, their current vehicle? It might be, I'm not sure if
Yeah.
it's like used or.
Yeah, I think they're using a police cruiser, an old police cruiser that they took out of service.
Okay.
I think there's 2 part-time people, and I think they share that one vehicle.
Okay.
Well, technically, if the police are looking for 3 new cruisers, they're gonna have 3 that they could potentially use for the animal control officer. Potentially.
Unless
Yeah.
they're trading in those 3 when they.
Right,
Yeah,
right,
it
right.
could be.
That'll be something we'll have to ask on Saturday.
Well, we can always ask Chief Dufley to come in also, where Saturday's just a site visit.
Oh, yes,
We
you're
can
right.
ask him to come in on the next one as well. Would you guys like to do that?
You can ask
Just-
them if you want.
Or I can email him and let everybody know.
I'm sorry, who are we seeing this Saturday again?
EMS. and
EMS and police.
EMS and police.
Yeah, police is at 10, EMS,
So we can ask them that, if we can find out what's going on. Well, I guess, I just started fooling around with some numbers, but if the number is $1 million, which I'm assuming that's a safe number, we gotta find 460.
yep.
So, my feeling is we gotta hit the biggest items. You got a school bus that we have to reduce, and we have a cruiser we need to take off. When I started fooling around with it, gets us a couple $100,000. If we take off the level 3s, whoever they are,
I know, they're worth 120.
you know.
It just,
And
it seems like
potentially
the
the
buses.
200 for the parking lot of the COA, depending on what we find out with getting that grant. That might be able to come out of the,
Was it a grant, or did he want to get it written into the Senate budget?
I don't remember his
The
verbiage.
Senate budget?
I think it was a request to the budget.
Because that happens often, you know, right at the last minute, some stuff goes in.
I think we need to understand all the technology that's being spent and all the technology that has been spent to find out. I guess it's up to you guys. I have a really bad feeling when someone says, I'm gonna need a couple $100,000 and I'm gonna spend it on stuff over the next 3 years. It's gotta be,
Stuff.
specifically, what are you getting? You should have quotes, you should have, you know, even if the quotes have an escalation in there for inflation, fine, but
Yeah.
But one town meeting, I think I saw a townwide technology number of $600,000 with no backup, and that just lasted for like ever. And it just didn't make any sense.
And I was also just wondering, how are they coming up with $200,000 for the asphalt removal? I'd like to see that as well, too. Like, that's a lot of money.
Yeah, we should get some additional backup, maybe we ask Karen, is that there's gotta be some more support behind that as to what makes that up, right?
I know we saw the presentation at the, not the last select board meeting, but I think the one before that.
Yeah, and it was really nice, and it explained to us what was getting done. So that's not
Yeah.
what we're asking, really. 200,000?
All right, so just to go back to the animal control cruiser, there's a
Yeah.
little explanation. They're looking to replace the 2012 Ford Explorer that has been used as an animal control vehicle for several years. We've always replaced it with a retired cruiser but I am looking to replace it with a more appropriate vehicle, possibly a small pickup truck with a cab.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure they get deer, and I actually have seen them get a
Yeah,
deer.
yeah.
So I'm sure it's
Makes
hard.
sense.
You don't want to put that in the back seat.
Ew.
Yeah, that must be what they're doing.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, can I say, do we have to stick with 100,000? Can we go up a little bit? Wasn't it 100.2 last year? How much was it last year?
1.2 million, yeah. Actually, didn't we get it up
It's
to 1.4?
very conservative saying 1 million,
Yeah.
just saying.
Yeah, well, so I think the
We don't
past
know.
3 years, I keep remembering the numbers, I think it was 997 and
Yeah,
something else, so we know.
1.2.
We know they can do it. Well, this is the
wouldn't
thing,
go over,
not
I
to,
don't know.
again, don't get me started, but we had a capital plan back in 2022 that took solar money and funded it, would have well over $1.4 million to spend, and we wouldn't have any problems right now.
Right.
But we didn't follow a plan, so now I'm concerned that the free cash number, I remember the free cash coming in at $600,000-$700,000 back in 2008, 9, and 10. So that could happen, you know, I hope it doesn't. So, I don't know.
So if we go to the sheet for the information technology, their description is equipment replacement for all town departments, including but not limited to computers, servers, network switches, and Wi-Fi access. And they're asking for 46 this year, 46,000, 46,000 in '27, and then they're jumping up to 180,000 in '28.
Now, wasn't there, I don't know if you have it there, didn't we approve a number at last year's town meeting for,
We did
For
for the
technology?
firewall and
Yeah,
replacement of computers.
33,000.
stop people getting,
300.
sorry Elaine, if you come up for a second.
Elaine, we're so happy you're here.
Maybe I'm not remembering right, but I thought there was a number for technology that was gonna provide double screens to people at town hall, and I'm not sure if
Yeah.
people have laptops plus
So-
regular PCs.
That is being rolled out now. I think you'll have to talk to IT to find out specifically what that description means. I know he wants to do a 2-year replacement program, so I don't know what this year 46,000 would be or next year's number.
Last year was 33,340.
So he had come in and asked for more last year, and I think we had to cut it back.
Yeah.
I believe that's what happened.
I don't remember, but
Do you remember that, Elaine? Last year?
Last year's a blur.
I know. I'm pretty sure it was a lot higher, but as the budget season was going on, that was one of the ones that
Yeah.
was cut back a little bit.
And nobody knows what was spent so far of that 33,000, right? We don't have any reports on it.
according to January 8th, 2025, nothing,
Nothing was spent on it,
nothing.
okay? Yeah,
So we'll ask him to come in at the next one, and we'll find out what's going on there.
yeah.
And I'll try to email him ahead of time to bring what we're looking for.
Sounds good.
And actually, when you're looking at the Lakeview project description, it does say, and the beach parking lot, which I didn't think that was a part of it. I thought they were just gonna go do the COA, but this is throwing in the beach parking lot.
They told us that they were gonna do the beach parking lot. It was gonna keep going down.
Going down, and
Yeah.
I guess you don't necessarily, yes.
So yeah, exactly as Beth is saying. So because the Council on Aging has grown with their membership, now the pickleball courts are there, and the pond parking is a bit of a mess. By paving the entire thing at the same time, they'll be able to then paint the lines and create much more parking as well as more efficient parking.
Right.
Thank you. I mean, I do feel like we don't always fund the Council on Aging. They don't ask for a lot every year. And if we want to take a site visit there and go look at it, we could on a day it's not snowing. What we heard in one of the past meetings is that it really was getting torn up.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
Yeah, it's not
Yeah.
good at all.
And that's one of the biggest complaints is the parking situation at the COA.
Yeah. So if you guys want to take a site visit, we could, I don't think we need to reach out to anyone, but we could all meet up and.
Sure.
Site visit on where?
To the
council
COA
meeting.
to check out the
Oh.
I
parking
think
For
we
the
lot.
parking lot.
Didn't we discuss that we were going to stop after?
Yeah, we can head down there if you, or before if you guys want on Saturday.
Okay. I'm open on either side, so.
I'm a little bit better before because I have to get to a basketball game, but it's up to you guys.
Whatever y'all need.
I'm fine. Yeah, either is fine with me.
Okay, we'll figure that out. do you guys think?
Until we see the other sites, it's really hard to like have a firm opinion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I do have to say I love these forms.
The new forms?
I do too.
Yeah,
It's
I
easier.
like that a lot.
Yep.
Yeah, they're very nice. This is new this year.
Yeah, I
These
think it's
forms.
great because it's got the impacts and the reasons, and then it's got the, the checklist down below. I love it.
So what about should we look at this inspector vehicle? They need a second inspection vehicle?
No, that was moved from last year, I
Does
think.
that say ARPA? That's already been purchased.
Oh, that one's our, okay. So I'm looking at
The
the
one,
pack.
there's two that say ARPA. I think she just put it on there so, because it was under capital plan previously, to
Okay.
show that we have made a purchase. And I think when we did purchase it, I may have emailed you, Beth, just to let you know
Okay, you might have. I was just going through the sheets.
that we used ARPA funding to try to relieve the capital budget.
Yeah.
That's good.
This is our- All right.
I'd also like to maybe ask Karen for another update of that schedule,
Okay.
of
balance
what's been
schedule?
spent,
Yeah,
because,
that would be good. We got an updated one?
yeah, because I still have questions on, every year there's,
That's this one.
educational middle high school educational technology, 40 and 40, but you're asking for another 40, we didn't spend the last 40.
Right.
Yeah.
So, in 1 year, you're gonna spend 80? I mean, I don't get it.
I don't know.
Again, this should be something where, hey, I need $40,000. Why? Well, I'm gonna get X number of laptops, X number of boards, X number of this, X number of that,
Right.
and then spend it,
Right.
you know?
So if we don't get that, is it something we would consider not funding? If
Which
there's
one?
no, any of it, so the IT, for example, if they don't come and say, we need 20 laptops and this.
I think we should, I just think we should request it.
Firewall.
I think they have to come up with a number. They shouldn't just be throwing a dart and picking a number. They gotta have some kind of
Yeah.
inventory list of what they wanna buy. I mean, I remember when during COVID, I saw a list of federal money that we got in, 1.3 million or something like that, and the list went on forever of laptops and everything else, and people to work at home. So there's lists. I'm assuming they've got some kind of inventory they're gonna revolve. These are getting older. We gotta start disposing of them and bringing new ones. There's gotta be some kind of method to it. I just think the whole IT technology should probably, I don't know, be a big portion of one meeting.
One question is, you remember last year we voted on the feasibility study for, it was the old fire department, the COA, and there was another one, I can't remember what the third building was.
EMS?
The EMS.
EMS.
Oh,
yeah.
EMS, okay. Now, with the parking lot, do we know how the feasibility study went so that we even see if it's worth repaving this parking lot?
I don't think-
It had went out to bid, and I don't know if it's
Yeah,
started
it hadn't
yet.
started
Okay.
yet, the last conversation I heard.
Okay.
Yeah.
More to come.
Yes, yeah.
Disclosures. That's all of them. All right, so I feel like we're at a standstill
I
till we
think
have
so.
some more questions
Yeah.
answered. I don't know what you guys think.
I agree with you.
Yeah, we have some questions before we move on, really.
Yeah. Okay, so how about moving forward, we'll have our site visit this weekend. I think next week didn't really work for everybody because all the committees were meeting, so there was really not a night for us to get together. Then we have school vacation, so we should maybe try to meet the week after
The
that.
week after, yeah.
Is Wednesday the best night for everybody if we try to plan a date for that?
Let me double check. So that would be like Wednesday, the 26th?
Yes.
I'm open.
Can I ask you a process question?
I'm free that day.
I guess getting back to why money is spent, and maybe I just don't know what I don't know.
I should be able to-
We're getting ready for town meeting, people couldn't put together the capital plans, it gets approved, and that's why I say it's critical behind the capital plan, it should say something like, I need X, these are my bids, I'm ready to go, you know? All of a sudden, April 9th gets approved, you know, town meeting, April 10th, or soon after, I start sending out, I don't think, you order something, you get an invoice in, you pay it in 30 days. You gotta start whatever the process is, which is, I don't know, sending out bids, getting 3 bids, whatever that you need to do.
Keeping in mind, it would all be for July 1st.
So
I
you
don't think
couldn't-
legally you could do anything the day after town meeting.
You can't send anything out, you can't do
I-
anything,
Don't know about sending it out.
Yeah.
Maybe you could,
can't cut a check,
right.
yeah. I'm not getting from April to like now and not having anything spent. I can't wrap my head around that.
What does the fact that it's just now 2025 play into that? Because, so like we approved the capital for 2025, so the reason why some of these may not be done yet.
FY 2025, so it would be July 1, 2024.
Okay.
Yeah, and they'll never be done, you know, in a
Right.
year, but my sense is something should have been spent by now on some of these 25 stuff.
I agree.
So you have an updated schedule and nothing's been spent?
Well, I'm not sure if that's the most
Some.
recent one.
January 8th.
Yeah,
Oh,
this
okay.
one
I
was
haven't
not
seen
given
that.
to us, yeah.
And I think it's as of November 15th, so it could,
Oh.
by now, hopefully there's money spent, so if we can get one updated as of like now,
Yeah.
or January
I don't know, let's
31st.
ask her.
Yeah, so it was, the spreadsheet was made on 11/19, but it was given to us on January 8th, so that's where I came with the date.
Okay, we're gonna get asked for an updated one.
If you wanted to look at it real quick.
No, I have it.
Okay.
Thank you. Right, John, we were trying to figure out a date. Would that work for you?
Wednesdays work, I'm pretty much open on Wednesdays.
Should be all right for the 26th.
Yep.
So that will be our next one, February 26th. So now we're cutting it, we're getting close. So 2/26, we will have to have a meeting. We'll bring in everybody we would like to speak to
Yeah.
on that night.
Maintenance, IT.
Um,
I'm sorry, can I go back for a second? Today,
Yeah.
what's today? Today's the 6th?
Yeah,
And February 26th, so is there a reason why we're going 3 weeks out? I'm just curious.
well, yeah, because next week we tried to book a meeting, but there were so many committee meetings, we couldn't all
Okay.
get a room. Then the week after that is school vacation
That's fine.
And I'm in Georgia.
out
Got
in North Carolina.
So I guess what we would need to have on the 26th is ready to make cuts, because there's gonna be cuts.
Exactly.
So, all right.
If I can get any of this information ahead of time, I'll have it all emailed
Yeah.
out to everybody. And then we still have to meet with the finance committee to do this joint meeting, to tell them our recommendations before they go to the select board. So we could, just so you guys know, there could be a couple of meetings.
As I
that
said, we
week.
haven't had any joint with finance yet.
They haven't met.
They haven't met, I know that.
They're planning to meet the week of school, the week of school vacation. I know they first were talking about the Monday, but that's a holiday.
So can I just ask a question? Sorry. The
Yeah.
budget books were done January something. and there's been no finance committee meeting since then. And are they going to go and bring in all the department heads and go line by line, you know, from the,
I don't know.
okay.
Haven't heard.
January 14th was when
The
they
books
were-
went out?
I'll reach out and find out. So I would also just say we're probably potentially going to meet then on March, yep. Sorry. March. We'll just hold both dates.
Yeah,
5th.
March what?
Well, the next Wednesday would be March 5th.
Yep, I'm good that day too. I'll put it in my calendar.
IABS, oh, what time, 7?
What time works for you?
Actually, I don't even know what time. I have negotiations
Okay.
at 6.
Okay, would,
It might take, I don't know. if
do you
it's gonna
guys have
take-
a select board on Tuesday,
We're, Tuesday the what?
March 4th? Too far
I
out.
think we do, don't we? Yeah, we do.
Or this Monday, March 3rd?
I have it open.
I have it open.
Monday, March 3rd. Sure.
Okay.
I'll put that in.
All right, so those will be our next 2 meetings,
Perfect.
and I'll get the agendas up. Okay, anything else you want me to make sure we have before the next meeting?
No.
I think that's good.
And
Just any, it'd be great to have one of these for everything, even the school stuff, one of the sheets.
Okay, let me ask if the school did it.
Um,
I know they gave us the packet. but
yeah,
I
we
don't
got
know if
the packet.
I think in the packet,
They must have something because they also put the priority level on the summary sheet.
yeah.
Oh, that's great. Okay. Okay, anything else, or do you want to make a motion to adjourn?
Sure, I'll make a motion to adjourn.
A second.
A motion made and seconded to adjourn, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you, all the ayes have it, have a good night.